Cool, cool. Thanks, Miguel, for joining us today. I had the pleasure of coming to Morvan in before Christmas. We're now in 2026. You've come back from a nice holiday and a break, so you're refreshed and happy. But we did a short film swimming in the lakes. Remind me of the lake. Was it Seton?
It
Seton?
was Lac de Seton, Seton's Lake.
Lac,
Exactly.
Lac
Yeah.
de Seton, a beautiful lake in Morvan. But we're going to have a chat, Miguel. Just find out a bit about you and a
Mhm.
bit about the region. So I know you like flying drones. So maybe tell me about that.
Well, actually, I'm a professional drone pilot since I think it's since 2023. So there are some European and French regulations that are quite strict for drone flying. So when I started working at the Office of Tourism in 2021, I became in charge of communication in 2022. My boss thought it was a good idea to be really strict following the rules. So I followed the 2 weeks training in Nevers at the airport, and then I had to go to Paris for the exam theory, which was quite hard. So I had to study. It's been a long time. I've been studying that much. But I passed the test, so I have my degree, and now I can fly whenever I want. And flying a drone in the Morvan is great because you saw the landscape. It's amazing. And especially these days when it's a little bit cold in wintertime, it's even more beautiful because we have sometimes we have like what we call in French, mer de nuages. It's a sea of clouds. It's really beautiful. So lots of mist, but if you fly just above it, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to see from my perspective because you filmed me swimming in the lake and with a drone, and we got some good footage. It was very interesting as a person individually watching the technique as well. So it's quite useful for people who want to improve their technique on swimming or cycling or anything to have a drone flying above. It gives you a really great idea of how to improve things. So it was good fun. So you're also, you don't swim, I don't think, but you do some running. Is that correct?
Yes, I've done some swimming when I was younger because I'm a PE teacher. I have a degree as PE teacher. So at the time when I was studying, I swam a lot, but mostly indoors, swimming pools. And now in summertime, because you've came here in wintertime when it was very cold, but summers can be very hot. So we can have some days with 38, 39 degrees. And then it's very nice to go and have a little swim in the lake. So I often do that in summertime just to freshen up. But indeed, I've always been doing a lot of cycling, doing some competition in my youth. And since I arrived here in the Morvan, which was in 2016, I started trail running. So this is really a paradise for trail runners. We have lots of single tracks and nice roads, country roads to run in. So since 2016, I started doing that, and I'm doing it more and more intense. Started doing some competition last year, 2025, and have some nice goals set for 2026. So a lot of running is going on these days.
Well, what a great area, because if people don't know, so the Morvan region, I'll describe it as it's about 45-minute drive west of Dijon. Would that be about right?
Yeah, more or less an hour.
Yeah,
Mm,
maybe an hour drive west of Dijon. It's
exactly.
in an area that I normally, and a lot of people do, probably drive past
Mhm.
on their way to maybe skiing or down to the south of France. So it was very a good luck that I happened to find you and ask you whether you'd be happy if I could come to your region. And I was really amazed how beautiful it actually was and what a hidden. I think you say on your information, we didn't expect this. It's like a tag, maybe a tagline you use, and I can understand that because when I went there, I was blown away by the scenery and by the beauty of the place.
Mm.
You've mentioned cycling, hiking, and swimming. I mean, it's a great area for all those activities, isn't it?
It is, and also if you go into more into outdoor activities, also some rock climbing is very popular, and whitewater activities like rafting and canoeing and things like that, because we have some whitewater rivers in the area. They are very popular as well. So it's a perfect place for people who like outdoor sports. And it's a hidden treasure, actually, also for some French people. Even a lot of French people don't know Morvan, and when they arrive, they are surprised and they fall in love. And a lot of people install them here, just like I did in 2016. So I'm not French, actually, I'm Belgian. So I came here on a holiday in the summer of 2016, and 10 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah, you're busy working.
Forever. But
Yeah.
I often meet in the tourist office tourists who come from Paris or Lyon or the north of France, and they've never heard about the Morvan, which is a pity. But that makes it very interesting as well, because it's never really busy. So it has that little wild thing still going on. So sometimes you notice it when you're swimming, you feel just all alone by yourself in the world. Actually, there's nobody. And that's even in summer holidays when it's more crowded, you still feel that calmness. It's still there.
Yeah, you said that when we met, actually, that even the height of the season, the area feels quiet, and I'm amazed by that. I'm amazed that people don't know it, and it's always a difficult one for you maybe and the tourist board and people living there. You want to have people there, but maybe in a way you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the reaction we get quite often. So I'm social media manager, so I post beautiful pictures or videos of the area to promote it. And always I get very positive reactions, but quite often, especially people who already know the Morvan or who live here, they say, "Oh, don't make too much publicity because we don't want too much people to come." But I don't think that's a big risk. This will never be the Côte d'Azur. It will never be a very high touristic area, and that's one of the problems we have, is that we don't have a lot of accommodation. So, but maybe it's going to grow. It's something that is growing. We'll see.
Do you have because I work with the camping and caravanning club in the UK quite a lot. It's a big membership of about over 1 million people who like to tour with their caravans or motorhomes. Do you have many campsites there in the area?
We do. Yeah, so especially around the lakes, like the Seton where I filmed you while you were swimming. I think over there we have 4 or 5 campsites. There's also a motorhome parking that has all the things they need, and also around some other lakes or in small villages. A lot of people come camping in the area.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's a wonderful region, and it's a great job. So how long you said you've been working there now for what? 10 years, is it?
No, I've arrived 10 years ago. I have history actually as a tourist guide. I was a tourist guide in Belgium at the time.
Yeah.
But then I arrived here, so I did some guiding over here. I did some writing. I published a few books, and then I had the chance in 2021 to start working at the Office of Tourism. And 1 year later, they offered me the job I have right now. So in charge of communication, making pictures and things like that. So it's a really challenging and creative job. So I really, really, really enjoy it. It's a dream as a foreigner to have a job like this in this area.
Great job. One last question. If you could choose one thing to highlight for people looking at this in the region to do, what would you recommend? I mean, it's difficult because everyone's got different ideas about what they want to do, but what would you recommend as the one thing that's the wow factor of the region?
Well, actually, one of my favorite spots, it's, I don't know if you went swimming into that lake. It's called Lac de Chanson. Lac de Chanson. It's, people call it Little Canada. So it's a really nice lake. There are just a few small houses in the area, but not a lot. So there's no village next to it. There are no restaurants. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's very beautiful. You can go swimming, you can go canoeing. There's like a little single track following the lake. So even if you want to go mountain biking or trail running, so it's like a little paradise where you can do all those things. And it's an artificial lake. All lakes in the area are artificial. So there's a dam that keeps the water into the lake. And behind that dam, there's one of our rivers that is called Chalot, which is whitewater, which is very popular for people who like whitewater sports. There was even a few years ago European Championship of whitewater canoeing, kayaking, things like that. So it's one spot in the middle of nowhere where you always feel all by yourself, all alone, and you can do everything over there. So it's great.
Sounds like yeah, that sounds like paradise. Well, that's a place I must go back to. I don't think I went there actually. So
a reason to come back.
a reason to come, of course, a reason to come back in the summer. So, Miguel, thanks very much. That's great.